See, wherever I go, stay ready, stay alert. I'm always prepared for whatever. I see you. There's a seat right here. You can see from all angles. I'm ready. It's time to get down to business. Game time.
Hi, honey. I know you just made it to the library, but love of my life, my hero, my lion, you forgot your A game. So come home, take it, and then you can go and conquer the world, black man. Oh, and one more thing. Would it kill you to just wear some socks? I'm just saying. Love you. And can you bring home some milk?
Oh, man. She's killing me. Okay, I'll go back. I'm gonna get my A game. I'm not putting socks on. I'm good. I'm fly. I'm fresh. I'm gonna stop at 7-Eleven to get some milk.
What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on SHEEPSTAYSLEEPTV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform. Much love, much love. Shout out to all the visionaries that's out there, man. Shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to the A Game Nation. And speaking on the A Game Nation, make sure y'all get y'all Black Friday 20% off on your entire order. Just go to the pink comment right over top of you in the comment section. Well, in the chat room, excuse me, and type in BF20 at checkout and get 20% off on your entire order for this Black Friday. Make sure you go ahead and catch this sale. Make sure you go ahead and catch this sale, man. So go ahead, click that link at your checkout, BF20, to get your 20% off for your Black Friday purchase. So shout out to the A Game Nation. Shout out to everyone that is here. Salute to everyone who supports Sheep Stay Sleep TV. I'm your host, DS1 Ross, of course. And we are back here with another show. Shout out to everybody that is in the building right now. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me, family. Make sure y'all go ahead and hit that like button. After y'all hit the like button, go ahead and share today's show. Go ahead and share today's show. We're going to get into today's show, man. But before we get into it, I'm going to go ahead and shout everyone that's in the chat room. Shout out to Nisa in the building. Salute. Peace to you. Much love. Shout out to Miss Queena in the building. Always coming through and holding it down. Shout out to you. What's going on, Just Jay? Shout out to Just Jay in the building. Shout out to my man Shango Zulu on the check-in. Salute. Salute to everybody that's here, man. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to everybody that's in the clouds. Salute to y'all. Shout out to my man Tone Malone in the building. Salute, family. Salute. So y'all see today's show. Why do black men want to fix everyone else's problems? I want to know why. Shout out to the Crimson Cure. What's going on? Shout out to you, Kendra. Much love to you. A Game Nation in the building. Why do black men want to fix everyone else's problem? Why? Why are we focused on everyone else's issues but our own? Black men want to focus on Latin men's issues, what Latin men are doing, what white men are doing, We want to know what these Spanish women are doing, what black women are doing. We want to focus on everyone else's problems as if they're our own. We want to try to fix everyone else's shit, but not our own. And this ties into the video that I premiered earlier. Make sure y'all go and check that out. What black men have to realize. Now, y'all know it's a conversation going on in the space. Shout out to Rob Mack in the building, where is a problem with the statement of hoes are winning. The hoes are winning. 304s are winning. Right? And I spoke about it in the previous video that y'all could go and check out. But the problem that we really need to focus on when we hear guys say this is we focus too much on hoes. We've done it for entirely too long. I've moved on in my content from talking about women 2 years ago. Talking about women, talking about thoughts, talking about what 304s is doing, and I've been moved on from that. Shout out to Hill Zen. Appreciate you, family. I've been moved on from that. We in 2021. We destroyed the gynocracy and hyenas and strags. We did that 2-3 years ago. So why in 2021 we still acting as if 304s is still a problem? Why are they a problem? Why are they a subject that is still being brought up? Why? Shout out to the Crimson Cure. Appreciate the super stick of love. Why? I thought we were past this 3 years ago. But as my brother, the Book of Ronan, always say, revisionist history is a huge problem because it is the enemy to progress. It is the enemy to progress. Now, if we talked about hoes and hotivity, we discussed it, we dissected it, we turned it inside out, backward. It's like, what is there else to talk about? Why are we still acting as if these females are a problem for black men? And if they are, all we have to do is direct these new guys to the content, right? That will tell them, listen, this is what you got to do. We're not going to revisit how to deal with a 304. We're not going to go back into stragdom. We're not going to go back there because we moved on from that. Because we're supposed to be about progress. Am I correct? So if we're supposed to be about progress, but the conversation keeps going backward, where's the progression? See, this is the reason for the silly arguments and the bickering. It is because you have men who want to move the conversation along, and then you have men who want to keep the conversation where it always was. And this is where the problems lie. Because there's a lot of men here who want the conversation to move along, who wants to progress. But how is that supposed to happen if we still talking about hotivities? How is that going to happen? When is it going to happen? Shout out to the bishop. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate the super sticker. But how is this supposed to happen if we keep worrying about, man, I wonder what these hoes gonna do. It's getting cold outside. It's getting cold out there. When if you go and you check my videos, I spoke about the black male homelessness rate that went up since the pandemic. How there's more black men homeless now. But we talking about a cold winter for a 304 who probably live in a 5-star hotel. You know, some of these 304s live in hotels. But we talking about a cold winter for them. We talking about what they should be doing so they don't experience a cold winter when we got black men homeless right now. Right now. One of the biggest places of black male homelessness right now is New York City. Right now. California, Chicago, Detroit, black male homelessness. What about the cold winter? What about the solutions for the cold winter black men gonna experience? Let's talk about that. We worrying about a hoe not having a winter coat. We sitting around talking about that. Why hoes ain't got winter coats and why they not gonna have nothing to eat when you got black men who are sleeping in the goddamn train stations. You got homeless black men in New York City going to jail because they sleeping on the trains. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about the cold winter for black men. Let's talk about all the problems that we're faced with. But we still worry about what a hoe gonna do. We still worry about what hoes doing and what they gonna do. Why? Why? That proves right there that they winning because you still worried about them. You still worry about where they gonna go get some food from, how they gonna take care of their kids, how they gonna pay their rent. You're worried about the hoe. That's why they're gonna win, because niggas like you worried about them. You talk about them. You worry about where they gonna go and stay at for the night, instead of worrying about black men and helping the homeless rate for black men. Why you not Why you not up here giving those solutions for that? Why there's no conversation about that? But we worrying about if Brittany Renner is going to be lonely for the rest of her life or not. But you got young black men catching RICO cases at 20 years old, getting 50 to 60 years in prison. But we talking about if Brittany Renner gonna have grandchildren. We worrying about this stupid ass shit. We always trying to fix somebody else's goddamn problems except our own, black man. That's our problem. We walk around outside and try to fix every goddamn thing, neglecting us. You want to prove something to somebody? Prove it to yourself first. Prove it to yourself first. Prove it to yourself. Prove that you care about your fellow man. Prove that. Because guess what? These chicks got agency. Hoes gonna stick together. Because they'll even form up like Voltron to go against us. We already know that. So why are we sitting around talking about the affairs of a thought? Why? Why are we worried about it? If they're not winning, why are we worried about them? Why are we talking about them? Why is there still a topic? Why? Why? If they're losers, if they're all of this, why are we talking about them? Why every time Brittany Renner do some shit, we talking about her? We talking about her. Every time Kim do some shit, we talking about her. Every time Amber do some shit, we talking about her. Why are we talking about them if they're not winning? If they're not important? Why? Why do they get so much media coverage? By men? Why every time we discuss things like politics, you know, things that's dealing with mobility and institutional wealth and all of that, you niggas bring up what these women ain't doing and why that's not going to work because these women. If you notice, every conversation goes back to we can't fix something because of what these women ain't doing. We gotta fix these women. That's what you hear from these dudes. That's what you hear from them. Well, you know, we really can't fix the family problem because we gotta fix our women. We gotta fix the women. Then out the same mouth, these dudes that come out and say, well, you know, black men make less money than every other man. But you trying to fix women, nigga. You just said we gotta fix women, though. That's what you just said. If black men make less money than they women, make less money than any other group of men, then why the fuck are we talking about what the women need to be doing? Why do we always look to find solutions for the women? Where's the solutions for the men? I'm listening. See, when you ask this type of question, you know what you get? Well, nigga, that's your problem. That's your problem. Then it becomes a rugged individual thing. But as a collective, black men need to hold black women accountable. Black men need to be doing this to these women. Black men need to be doing this for these women. But as a collective, we can't do shit. But as a collective, we can't hold ourselves accountable. See, when guys like me start speaking about the collective and accountability as a collective of men, you niggas go back to rugged individualism. But when it's time to do something for women, the collective of men got to do something about that. The collective of men have to stand up against that. But the collective of men don't stand up for each other. It's an individual thing. Then it becomes an individual thing. That's because we want to fix everybody else's problems. That's because we want to fix their problem and not ours. That's why. Well, you know, these black women don't want to get married. They don't want to be wives. But then the first thing y'all say is the reason why marriages don't work is because the majority of black men are broke. We need to make more money. So why don't we focus on that part of marriage instead of focusing on the broads that don't want to be married? Why don't we speak on ways to empower and uplift men to make more money so the men who want to be married can uphold their positions as husbands? But instead, we want to talk about the women who don't want to be married instead of talking about the black men who are not even financially ready to be married. Instead of talking about that. Instead of talking about that problem, we want to talk about the woman problem. See, that's her problem if she don't want to be married, nigga. That ain't yours. That's not yours because you're the leader. So if she say, oh, well, I don't want to listen to you. Bye. How does that affect you, brother? Because she don't want to be married. How does that affect you? You could just go find a woman that want to be married, bro. Well, and why would you want the Brittany Renner type to be married? Why would you want the Lyra Galore type to want to be a wife? Why? Those women are for the streets. Those archetypes are for the streets, and they're going to always be there. They're going to always be there. They're not meant to be cooking Thanksgiving dinner for you, nigga. Okay? They're not meant for you to take home to meet your grandmother. Okay? They're not meant to be wives. So stop complaining about them not wanting to be one. Be happy they don't want to be a wife. Be happy. Be happy. Be happy. We need to be focused on the things that go wrong with us in the marriage. The problems that we deal with. That's what we need to be talking about. Not what these women don't want and why they don't want it and what they don't want to do and why they not going to do it. Come on, bro. Come on. How was that helping men? Okay, there's a large percentage of women that don't want to be married. Good. Because you know how we should look at that, fellas? That alleviates problems for us. You know what that helps? With all of these women who don't want to be married, you know what that helps? That helps our vetting process. Now we know we don't have to be spending a bunch of goddamn time on a bunch of nobodies. You see, that weeds a bunch of women out. All them women that don't want to be wives and be kept and be known for something and to be a woman of respect, that weeds them women out. They vetted themselves out, brothers. We don't have to worry about them. They're not a problem. Good. You don't want to be married? Good. I won't be spending no time on you. I won't be taking you out like that. You know, if you want to get the hanky panky done to you, we could do that and keep it pushing. You see, brothers, that's how we should be looking at that. Not looking at that like that's a goddamn problem for black men, because it's not. That helps our vetting process. Okay, she don't want to be a wife. Good. You're in this category. You're on the black book list. You know, when I notice I got an excess of condoms, I'ma call you. I'ma call you. You know, we gonna go to Dave and Buster's. I'm gonna take you on to those places, because after that, it's going down. That's how we look at that, fellas. Problem solved. We don't have to keep harping on that silly shit. What are we doing? Chasing women to be married? Chasing women to be kept? For what? For what? That leaves better women for us. Okay, you don't want to be married. Good. Okay, good. 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 And I also get to tell my sons that when he ever hear a woman come out her mouth and say she don't want to be a wife, don't ever think about dealing with her. Don't ever think about her dealing with her past, you know, what you gonna do with her, son. Past the bedroom, you ain't going past there. All that, I don't want to be a wife, I don't want to be responsible and all. Cool. Smash and dash. What is what problem is there to solve for women who are clear on their intentions? I don't want to be a wife. Good. Why can't we just move on, fellas? Why can't just we move on and get to black men building themselves, developing themselves to being the men that they want to be? Whether it's a husband, whatever you want to be. Why can't we talk about that? Why we got to deconstruct and reconstruct women to become the women that we want for us? What are we doing? We chasing our tails. We wasting time. That's what we doing. We're wasting time. Especially if you if you in your 30s and you still doing that shit, you wasting your time, my brother. You wasting your time. You're wasting your time. Maybe that, and that's not even going to work in the next generations. It is what it is, fellas. We just got to look at it. It is what it is. Let's fix our problems. Let's fix our problems. We have a homelessness issue. Right? It's going to be a cold winter. Look up the homelessness rates. We have a homeless problem. There's a lot of black men out here homeless. There's a lot of black men out here that don't have an education because of the poor educational support from this system. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. And let's have a real conversation like men, not like women, where we playing the blame game and pointing fingers. No, let's sit down and have a logical conversation like a man, like two men or a group of men that's trying to get some shit done. Because we have too many issues of our own. Too many issues of our own. And guess what? Let me let you brothers know something, just in case you never knew. Do not think, because let's just say, for conversation's sake, right? Let's just say if the women was to straighten up and to do all that shit, right? Does that fix the problems for black men? I want to know that. Y'all let me know in the chat room. If all the women said, okay, I'm going to stop hoeing, I'm going to get off the streets, I'm going to clean up my life, I'm going to go get an education, I'm leaving the streets alone. If all the thoughts just said it's over, we closing up shop, we not thotting no more, it's off the market. It's off the market. Now, and you can't pay for it no more. You got to get in relationships to get it, because we want relationships. We want marriages. What the fuck does that do for black men immediately? Let me know. How does that change the homeless problem for black men? How does that change the lack of agency for black men? How does that change the poor health conditions of black men? How does that change the poor educational support for black men? Well, it would kind of free up some of you guys' barriers to wealth, because some of you guys' barriers to wealth is a 304. You know, some of y'all do have a tricking budget where that budget could be actually allocated to something helping black men, but you rather help the 304s. So maybe that could free up some barriers to wealth dealing with black men if the thoughts just disappeared. You know, we ain't doing it no more. Maybe that would help black men in that way. In that way. But does it help black men from being jobless? Does that stop the constant threat of extinction that black men have to deal with? Does that stop the negative media portrayal? Does it stop any of our issues? No. Because it'll solve their problem. It'll solve their problem. It won't solve ours. We still gonna have to deal with and fix all the things that we have to fix. Not we created, but we have to fix. Because see, like I always say, it's not our fault, but it is our problem. It's our problem. See, we got to stop trying to fix everyone else's problems but our own. How about we do this? Let's try this, fellas. Because you're not going to get the 304s to stop doing what they doing. So why don't you stop paying for it? Oh, DS1. Oh, he's shaming. Now he's telling black men what to do with their money. No, I'm not. I'm providing a logical solution. Because in business, you have what? Supply and demand. If we not demanding street box, where they're going to sell it? If we're not Jonathans, where they're going to get the money from? Who are they going to solicit to? Man, DS1, man, there's always going to be a nigga out there looking to purchase. So why we still talking about this? So wouldn't they be winning? They're winning. That's why they're winning. That's why. Because they know after all the conversations, there's always going to be one of you who's going to purchase. You are going to purchase. Your homeboy is going to purchase. They got your money. You dudes allocate a certain percentage of your income to them. How are they not winning? Where there's demand, someone will come and supply it. So why are we still demanding something that we claim is harming us? Because we're saying that this is a problem for us. These women are a problem for us. They're a problem. They're a problem. But it's always going to be one of us to say, hey, how much? How much? That's what keeps the business going. When a man, not a woman, a man says, how much? How much? That's what keeps this shit going. See, because all of the 304s could stop today. They could pack it up. You know what dudes like y'all gonna do? Man, I know it's somebody out here selling some. I'ma find them. We just fixed the problem and you went and started the fire back up. Shout out to Father's Time. Appreciate you, bro. He says supporting the message. Keep speaking, DS1. Appreciate you. Much love. A-Game Nation is in the building. The Bishop. Appreciate you, bro, for the double up. He said this is an instant classic, bro. Y'all pass the collection plate around for this word for us brothers. Visionaries. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro. There's going to be a dude to say, I know it's some hoes out here. Just like a crackhead. Just like a crackhead. A crackhead will go to any neighborhood and try to find some crack. and try to find some crack. And right now, I'm speaking on addiction. Because see, we're gonna really delve into this in a whole nother stream. But see, you brothers are addicted to thinking you could solve somebody else's goddamn problem. Because see, just like a crackhead will go to any block and walk around and ask around who got that, you dudes are doing the same thing. You will go anywhere, walk around any strips, drive around, look around, walk around, and find who's selling some twat. Who's selling the vag? Just like the crackheads look for who's selling the crack. And when word get around town that some dudes keep walking around trying to buy some vag, somebody gonna be out there one day to say, hey, just like when the crackhead come through again, somebody gonna say, hey, come here, I got that. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. We need to fix our goddamn problems. Let's sit down as men and talk about that. About men and their addictions to trick sex. See, we're going to talk about that in another stream. Because that's an addiction for a lot of men. A lot of men are addicted to paying for sex. That's what keeps the demand for prostitution there. And notice I didn't say black men, I said men. Because all men, some of all men have that addiction, paying for sex. See, the addiction is not them having the sex, it's them being able to buy it at their own expense and be able to move around, the mobility of it. The mobility and the freedom of being a trick. See, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into that. We're going to talk about this. Because we got to solve our own goddamn issues, black man, because we don't have no agency. We don't have no agency. There's no one that's going to teach us. There's no institutions that's going to say, this is how you need to be. No, because we already know about the poor educational support. We already know and understand about the miseducation. And how they teach us shit that we don't really need to know and don't teach us the things that we really need to know as men. We already know this. So we got to educate ourselves. We got to educate ourselves. That's the purpose for our own media. It is to educate us brothers on what's going on and what's coming down the pipeline and what we can do about it. You see? You see? That's the purpose. That should be the purpose of your channel if you're speaking for men. And this ain't me calling nobody out. These are just the facts. These are just the facts. There's no reason why in 2021 we should still be talking about this nonsense. Any brothers that still having problems with women, send them to the Macosphere. Send them over there to the Playersphere with Kuda and them. Send them over there with Ism and them. Send them to Lucario and them. Send them to another goddamn office that handles those issues. See, you need that part of yourself developed. That's where you go. You go see those brothers. You go see those brothers. But as a collective, this shit should not be a problem for black men. We shouldn't be using our time and our platforms and our media for that. Because that doesn't serve us in no way. It doesn't serve us in no way. It doesn't help black men in no way. It may get us to have conversations and, stuff like that, but we talking about solving. We talking about solutions, solving things, actually speaking life into brothers and having other brothers speak life into them. Because at the end of the day, we're our own agency. One hand wash the other, both wash the face. You heard what Jay said? We do this together so we could be each other's crutches. We're our own agency. So we need to be focused on our problems, not everyone else's. That includes females. That includes them. That includes them. Because they have agency. We don't. You see? They're getting a lot of their systematic needs and things met. We're not. We're not. We so busy trying to tame their goddamn chaos. No. All we got to do is maintain order with us. We doing all the wrong shit. I said we're focused on the wrong things, man. I said this. Said this about 2 weeks ago. We're focused on the wrong things. We're not focused on ourselves. We're not. We're focused on what's going on out there instead of what's going on in here with us. You see? And that's why we could say that the hoes are winning. Because the hoes are focused on the hoes. You see? Hoes worry about what the hoes are doing and how they could help each other. See, that's what the hoes doing. The hoes running around with a whole agency. They get money together. That's what they doing. They doing OnlyFans together, sharing porn star niggas together, getting money. That's what they doing together. So why we focus on the hoes? We could barely get money together in this space. It's always about who got more. See, the hoes not doing that. The hoes ain't sitting around saying, "Oh, I got more money than you, hoe." No, she putting her homegirl on. Yo, my homeboy who I do OnlyFans with, he got a new dude. You could film with him. And we gonna run this bag up. That's what the hoes are doing. While we sitting around calling each other broke. While we sitting around finding a reason to just not get along. To just not show that black men could do anything together. See, the hoes are showing and proving. See, that's why Brittany Renner could go talk to academics. See, because they showing and proving. That's why they moving up. And we staying stuck. and talking about them. We talking about them, looking up at them, go up the ladder. We talking about them. Instead of focusing on our own shit. Instead of focused on our own shit. And see, when you start talking like this, you're going to have a lot of men in the comment section when I finish this stream talking about, well, you know, I don't have the problems you have. So, you know, that's why I'm talking about these women. You know, these other issues you talking about, you know, that's an individual thing. See, when you start saying our problems, when you're talking to black men, it becomes, no, nigga, that's your problem. But when you're talking about the hoes, notice when they talk about these hoes, it's their problem. You notice that? See, because y'all know that the hoes stick together, just like y'all know black men don't. That's why y'all don't agree when black men start saying our. When black men get on their platforms and start using plural things like we and us and our, these Negroes go, nah, it ain't about no us and we. It's about me. It's about the individual. But you judge all these hoes as one. You classify the hoes as one, but you don't classify your own fellow black men as one. You look at all other black men different, but the hoes are just together. That's why they winning. Because they together. That's why they winning. You see? You see? You see? Bet you didn't even think of it like that. Bet you didn't even think of it like that. I know you didn't, because you're so busy focused on them. This is the problem that black men have. We want to focus on everyone else's problems but us. We want to fix everyone else's problems but our own. And I don't get it. Shout out to Rob Mack. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate the super sticker. Mark Milner, appreciate you. He said, when does the conversation turn to black men building their own nation? Exactly. Exactly, Mark Milner. But we got to first understand that that has to be something we aspire to do, because it's something we need. You see? And that's all. What we need is what we should be talking about. What we need to fix is what we should be talking about. That's what our content should be geared toward. Now, I'm not sitting here telling nobody what to talk about on a platform. Talk about what you want to talk about. By all means, talk about what you want to. But just know, it comes a time where men got to put up and shut up, man. Either we going to fix it, or it's going to stay the way it's going to be. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. It's not our fault, but it's our problem. Now, either we fix the problem, or it's just going to always be our problem. See, don't think if we decide to not do nothing, that it passes the buck off to somebody else. No, it's still our problem. It's going to remain our problem, whether we do something about it or whether we don't. It's going to always be our problem, black men. The problem's still going to be at our front door. The lack of agency, the fatherless homes, the joblessness, the homelessness, the poor health conditions, the poor educational support. the negative media portrayal. They're still going to be there. No matter how we try, no matter how much we try to ignore it, no matter how much we try to talk about everything else, those problems not going nowhere because they're real. These are not problems in cyberspace. These are real problems for black men. You know, like when you touch that button and your computer go off. Come on, brothers. Come on, brothers. We should be using our voices and our platforms to help black men, to save lives, not to take them. Not to save lives, not to take lives, but to save lives. That should be what this is about. Fixing our own problems. Not nobody else's. Because who the hell, let me ask y'all this. Who the hell gonna fix our problems? Who even wants to deal with our problems? Okay, we know nobody gonna fix them, but who the hell even wants to deal with the shit black men deal with? Who? Not even black women. Why the hell you think they went and made sure that they had some goddamn agency? Because they didn't even want to deal with it. They don't want to deal with the shit we got to deal with. You don't get this yet? You don't understand this yet, black man? Huh? Oh, you still think it's a game. That's what you think. Let me take you on a subway ride. A subway ride through New York City. Let's take you to Skid Row. Let's take you to downtown in Syracuse, New York, upstate. Let me take you to Indianapolis. Places like Gary, Indiana. Since you still think it's a game for black men, let me take you to Jackson, Mississippi. Let me take you to Memphis, Tennessee. Since you still think it's a game for black men, let me take you to these places. Since you still think it's a joke. Since you think not focusing on the shit that we going through gonna somehow fix it. You think we're gonna ignore the problems away. We've been drinking our problems away for decades, black men. How has that helped? We thought we could drink our problems away forever. We've been doing that. We've been drinking, smoking, eating, sniffing, snorting, thinking we could do all of that to get rid of our goddamn problems. And you know what happened? They're still there. They're still there. They're still there. Downtown Philadelphia. That's a fact, Rob Mack. That's a fact, Bishop Oakland. Because it seems I think we really need to do that. Because some of you brothers think that it's really not that serious for us. You talking about all these black women that's out here living in shelters. Have you ever been to a male shelter? Huh? Have you ever, let me ask, Have y'all ever, anybody in the chat room, let me know right now, have y'all ever been to a homeless male shelter? Put a 1 in the chat if you have. Put a 2 in the chat if you haven't. Cause see, all of this, this bullshit, it gotta stop. Okay? Shout out to Carl for president. Salute. Okay, we got some 1s and some 2s. So let me tell y'all something about a male shelter. If y'all want to know what is the closest thing to living in jail, go and live in a homeless male shelter. Just go. That is where all of your crackheads live. You know, the semi-functional crackheads. You know, the ones that come through and they'll fix your bike and fix your brakes on your car. Them. So you're dealing with crackheads in there. You're dealing with men with mental illness in there. Dudes be in there fighting, all types of shit. So when we talking about homelessness, we talking about health and man, you know how many black men in them homeless shelters are on drugs? See, we like to get on this internet and play games. The games are over. The games are over. It's over. It's over. It's over. Either we're going to focus on us, or it is what it is, man. It is what it is. That's where we at with it. That's where we at with it, family. Shout out to Wacky in the building. That's where we at, man. Because all of this other shit is just hoopla. It's fluff. It's fluff. It's a deflection from what men really need to be focused on and what men really need to be talking about. Now, am I sitting here saying all men got to talk about the same thing? No. You know what your strong points are. That's what you speak on. You speak on from your area of expertise, and you teach from there. You give the content to brothers from that standpoint. But all of this reality TV type of content, all of this you know, black men versus black women type of shit, that shit is whack. It's whack. And it doesn't help black men. It don't. It don't. It don't. It don't help us spiritually. It don't help us health-wise. It damn sure don't help us health-wise. It damn sure don't help our family. It damn sure don't help our family. As a matter of fact, reality television and the content that come from reality TV has destroyed marriages, has destroyed households, especially black ones. You know how much that shit encouraged a lot of these females to get up and leave their husbands? So why would I make that type of content for men? Where we sitting there like we Peter Guns and this other bozo Stevie J talking to each other about chicks. Why are we making that type of goofy ass content? We know Stevie J don't got no game. He's a goofy. He crying about Faith. Faith been a hoe for years. 20 years later, into her whorish career, you marry her. You see what I'm saying, brothers? This shit is a game. It's time to end the game. It's time to stop playing. Focus what we need to be focused on for us. All this other shit is cap. It's bullshit. These dudes ain't standing on nothing. Everybody thought Stevie was that dude. No, Stevie's a bozo. Stevie's a bozo. He's a bozo. And he marries 304s. What are we doing? Just like Safari. Another bozo. But this is the type of stuff, this is the type of content we want to make. Oh no, the women's wrong. Oh no, the women did it. No, the women did. No, the women. No, the women. So if you value yourself, you got time to be doing that. If you value yourself, you got time to do that. You got time to be worried about that. Does that make you any money? Huh? Does that feed you? Does that keep anything you got going on? No. But you got all these men focused on a bunch of shit that don't even benefit them. Just like a 304 don't benefit you. And if you're focusing on shit that's only detrimental to you, then guess what? They are winning. Because they keep getting over on you. Because you ain't supposed to be dealing with them, but you are. You're going against your own word. You're going against your own purpose. You're a high value man. Why do you want to be with a whore? High value men, right? Prioritize their life in a certain way. A whore is not even on that list of important things. So if we're men of value, why are we trying to fix everyone else's problems but our own? Why are we trying to make sure Brittany Renner have a husband to die with? Huh? Hmm? Hmm? I want y'all to get down in the comment section and let me know. If we're high value, why are we putting things and people above us? But before we wrap this show up, make sure you click the pinned comment in the comment section and type in BF20 at your checkout to get you 20% off on a box of this. So get your 20% off by typing BF20 at your checkout for your Black Friday discount off on your A game purchase. I appreciate everybody for tuning in to today's show. Shout out to everybody, man. Salute to all of the visionaries out there. I appreciate everybody for coming through. Salute, Kev. I see you in the building. Shout out to Mr. Kev in the building. Salute, my brother. Shout out to everybody for coming through. I appreciate it. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified every time I drop some new content right here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to the visionaries once again. Much love to the A Game Nation. Much love to the A Game Nation, man. Happy Black Friday to everyone. DS1 Ross, Sheep Stay Sleep TV, and I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
We're A-Game, a 100% Black-owned company with an all-natural product and world-class customer service. We're headquartered in California, and we manufacture, package, and ship right here in the United States. We ship to more than 125 distributors worldwide. Normal processing is 2 to 3 days, and we employ virtual tracking until our product is received. So, no matter where you are in the world, here we come, and we're bringing your A game.